What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back once again. We are going to be looking at the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2. Now, there is a lot that apparently that did get shown, but also did not get shown. Now, I know there's been a lot of mixed feelings within the community of, oh, Book of Boba Fett's boring, and there's too much of this, too much of that. Now, I will say in this one, I enjoyed it, but to a certain degree. It was pretty much a flashback episode because we see where Bulba and Fennec Shin they are pretty much interrogating the assassin that went after Boba Fett, and what we see is him informing him that, I spared your life, you need to tell me who you are. And when that happens, we see where they're kind of wondering, like, okay, no matter what happens, you are still not going to be phased of what I'm going to do to you. And then finally, when Fennec's like, how about we just feed you to the what Luke killed in Return of the Jedi, and that's what gets him talking. Oh, it was the mayor, it was the mayor, it was the mayor. And as soon as that happens, we see, which was pretty funny, is Fennec kind of makes a joke like it's empty, because Fennec is pretty much being the comedy relief in the series so far. And Bulba and Fennec go to the mayor's establishment, and they make themselves known, saying, "Hey, I'm here. You're gonna see me." And we see it come from the trailer, like, oh, we thought you were a bounty hunter, and you know damn well who this is. So we see that throughout the entirety of the episode, and them having a discussion on basically what's going on. Like, we see the entirety of basically the whole conversation is he informs him that it wasn't him that did that. Maybe you need to look someplace else. And when they go back to that bar that has all the Twi'leks, we see a drum going on, and we see two more of the same species as Jabba the Hutt, and they are apparently cousins of Jabba that are wanting to reclaim their territory by Boba Fett, and obviously Boba is not going to do that. So they have a conversation of, this is what's going to happen. Now, what we do see in this is they even bring their muscle, which is apparently a gladiator black Wookiee. And I don't remember seeing a lot of black Wookiees. I did hear that there was some in Revenge of the Sith. There's some of it that I don't remember. But I thought it was really cool looking. I think the Wookiee was very cool. And we see where Bulba is talking to the Hutts and saying that if you want it, you got to kill me. And we see where the male stating that that'd be bad for business and there'd be too much bloodshed. And what we see is they may come up with an idea to try to kill Bulba, and Fennec's like, you can't kill him without starting basically a war. So what we're going to be seeing is something very different, and I want to give my thoughts on that. But we see him go back in the back of the tank, remembering what happened to him when he was with the Sand People, with the Tusken Raiders. We see where he's learning how to fight, obviously with a staff, and we see where he is learning, and then they get attacked by a train raid route. And then once this happens, he comes up with an idea to help them after stealing some speed bikes from a local gang that's terrorizing the area. After him beating them, returning the bikes to the Tusken Raiders, showing them how to use them, as well as be able to ride them and show different techniques, so that way they can go above the train, which they do, and showing them more fight moves that he knows. Then later on, it actually helps them in the fight later on into the show, and they're able to take the train. He's able to help them out, and then he later finds out that they were trading spice with from the Kessel mines. And what was really cool about this is we got to see where Bulba actually started becoming a leader now in this episode, where the Tusken Raiders are looking at him as one of their own now, and he actually lets them go by giving them a warning to the local ones, like, you're gonna pay the Tuskens to go through their territory without being robbed. Now, if you fight them, they're going to fight you 10 times fold. So what we see is, after that happens, we see where they give him more respect now, but they also want to give him a gift, which later gives him a dream of everything that he's been through and what he has gone through. And what happens is he goes through this dream sequence, or almost like a dream, and what we see is him battling, I guess, his inner demons, and then he later gets accepted into the tribe of becoming a Tusken Raider, which is what we saw him wear in Mandalorian season 2, wearing the robes, wearing the the staff and the rifle and everything, which we see him do at the very end of the episode. We see him doing a dance with the Tusken Raiders, which is a semblance of celebration to a new member of the tribe, what I'm guessing. I'm not saying I know this. This is just a guess, and that's how the episode ends. Now, I did not mind this episode. Was it the best episode? No, it wasn't. I think the peak of this episode was probably the train robbery and seeing the Black Wookiee, and also seeing more of the Hutts, because, again, I'm not too familiar with the Hutts. I don't see a reason why Boba cannot just kill them and get it over with, probably because of how big the crime family is of the Hutt clan, as well as how many Hutts there are. Now, I'm trying to remember. I know Jabba had a son, but I don't think he was really affiliated with the business. Again, they were just trying to conquer more territory, or that specific territory, so that way they can take it away from Boba. But again, Boba ain't going to back down. I think what we're going to see mainly from this is Boba still struggling to resume power, even though he is not a Hutt. He took it from the Hutts, of course, from Bib Fortuna, after Bib Fortuna seized control after Jabba was killed. So this is, I think, it was mainly going to be the baddies, which, again, I'm a little disappointed. It won't shock me if they try to get some other, like, gladiator ones, or maybe other bounty hunters, because they're still thinking Bulba's just a bounty hunter. He is still acting like a bounty hunter, but at the same time, he's slowly working his way to become a crime lord. And he's still trying to heal in the back to tank as well. So we have all these weird theories I'm seeing online. Oh, Bulba's dying, or oh, it's boring, or it's not boring. It's just there's some sequences of what they're trying to give fans from what happened from Return of the Jedi all the way up to Mandalorian season 2 when we saw Boba, and until now. And at the same time, he's not dying. He's healing. He's healing because of all the scars that happened to him while he was in the Starlight Pit. That's pretty much common sense. He's not dying. He's just severely drained out for being in the sands of the Dune Sea for so long, as well as also being in the Starlight Pit for however long he was, and it's going to take a lot of time. You see where his wounds are healing. It's just taking time. So I don't understand why people say, oh, he's dying. He's not dying, dude. Come on. But again, was this the best episode? No, it was not. I think it was a good episode. Nevertheless, what are your thoughts on this, guys? I'd personally like to know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe and leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. I apologize for it being late, guys. Again, I've been working and everything else of that nature, being extremely tired. I finally was able to watch it, so I do apologize. My reviews for this is going to be a little low, or later on in the day. I'm not trying to say a little, but later on in the day, so just bear with me. It will be out, and then of course I'll give you my full review of Book of Boba Fett when the season ends. But either way, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you next week for another review.